Hey everyone, hope you all are doing great. I'm just excited to start this video because this video is related to medical prescription analyzer using Gemini and the Streamlit. Such an interesting AI application using Gemini model as well as a Streamlit. Well, so I'm pretty much sure you feel so excited related to this project. Have you ever wondered or have you ever struggled to read a doctor's prescription? I'm pretty much sure you all might have visited a doctor's and doctor might have given a prescription and struggled to read like what exactly doctor has written. And you might even wonder like why doctor's handwriting is so hard to understand. And can someone help us in, reading the prescription, whatever is written by doctor, right? We always have this thought in our mind. So what if I could say an AI could read your medical prescription better than you or better than human? So that's where this project plays a very important role. What if a decoding prescription was simple as uploading a photo? If you just upload photo, it just converts that particular prescription into a human understandable language. So it's easy for us to understand what exactly is it. So I'll be showing you how to build AI-powered medical prescription reader uh, model, which we'll be building. We'll be using the application. Problem statement: medical prescriptions are often, handwritten and difficult to read, causing confusion and also medication errors, right? But this project presents an AI-powered medical prescription reader built using Google Gemini 2.5 Flash, which supports an images, and also I'll be using a Streamlit. Objective: it helps you in extracting medicines, dosage, frequencies from prescription, identifying patient doctor name, dates, and also notes. It provides a clean, structured output, and also it helps you in building interactive Streamlit interface. And we'll be using Gemini model which supports an images for interpreting handwriting from images. So this is the objective. Tech stack, we'll be using Python, Streamlit, Google Gemini 2.5 Flash, and Python image language for dealing with images, and dot environment for securing API keys. And the system architecture is going to be user uploads a prescription image. It gets converted into model understandable language, bytes. We pass image and a prompt to the Gemini model. It will interpret the text, including handwritten text. Model returns are structured, extracted details. And Streamlit UI is responsible for displaying output. One important thing while building this project is prompt engineering, the instructions that we're gonna give to a model. We just say medical prescription analysis expert. You will receive an image which contains doctor's handwritten and printed prescription. You have to read and interpret, identify dosage, extract patient name, extract additional notes, and if handwritten is clear, it has to say some text is not readable, and it has to provide the final output in a clean and structured format. So prompt engineering plays a very important role, which basically helps you in instructing your AI model to do the task. Limitations: unclear handwriting may still fail. Blurry or low light images will reduce the accuracy. Future enhancements: definitely you can export the PDF prescription. You can include PDF prescription reading, multi-language support, chatbot for medical queries, text to speech for old age people who can say like export or just read the content of a prescription, like adding voice things and reminder notifications, etc. can be included into this particular project. So I'll be showing just like how to read content of a prescription. You people can try all the future enhancements. Okay, to start with implementation, I'm just starting with VS Code. Click on open and just try to create a new folder. Okay, I'm just creating in our desktop and my folder name is going to be medical project. So I'll just use med underscore project, click on a create so that just open it. So it will launch a new VS Code with that particular folder. And then what you have to do, just open a terminal. Just ignore it. Yeah. So open a terminal. First, very important thing is like we have to create an environment and we need to use a latest Python, not really latest Python version. We have to use the old version so that all the libraries will be supported. So I'm using conda create -n, and then I'm creating environment venv, and then I'm using Python version which is 3.10. Always use the older version so it supports all the libraries. Already I have created, but still I'm doing it again to show you. Just say yes, so it will remove the existing one and it will create a new one. Proceed, say yes again. Type yes. Yeah, it will take some time in order to extract the packages done. So now what you people have to do, you have to activate it, right? So in order to activate the environment, sorry, I did a dumb mistake. It's not conda create, it should be conda activate. Yeah. So we'll just type conda activate VMB. Yes. Environment got activated. You can see before your Jivida DS, you can see the VMB, right? So now just click on a plus icon under your project folder and create an app.py, wherein in this file, this is a .py file where we write the code. This is a place we write all the code related to your project. I'll be using single file, no modular system. And then I'll be using .environment. This is a file which basically helps you in securing your API keys. You all know that some API keys are free, some are like paid one. So you should not make it visible for the world. So you have to secure it in an environment so that you don't really include this API key in your code, right? That's the reason we use environment. Then create one more file, requirements.txt, wherein we include all the required libraries related to this project. It is so simple, interesting, exciting as well. So with one application, you can do a lot of things. The required libraries are like a Streamlit, and I'm using Pillow for images, Python.environment for environment for storing, securing variable, API, and then Google Generative AI since we are using Google model. So these are the four important libraries you people have to install it, just save it. Once you save, I'll just show you like how to take a Google API key. Go to Google and search for Google AI Studio. Once you search for Google AI Studio, scroll a little bit and select Google AI Studio. Yeah, so this is an interface. If you are using for the first time, obviously you have to sign in. Since I'm already using, just click on Create API key. Give a name, whatsoever name you want. And you have to select a project. You can create a new project or you can select the existing ones if you have already used. So, and then just click on a copy API key. Once you copy, you can just take that and build the project. And you can explore, you have a different models or newest to released one Gemini 3 Pro. But here I'm using Gemini 2.5 Flash, but you can try with a Gemini 3 Pro as well. Yeah. So let's switch back to the VS Code now. Let me go to the dot environment and I'm pasting my Google API key. So don't use this because I'm going to delete this right after this recording because it's free anyhow. You people can create your own API keys and you can do it. Yeah. Very first thing you have to install libraries. I'm just using pip install -r requirements.txt. So it will install all the required libraries. It will take time, let it happen. By the time, let's start writing code related to this particular project. Okay, very first step. So to do any project related to an AI or to a generative AI project, you have to fetch an API key. You people learn how to get a Google API. Second step, you have to install required libraries. Just now we did. It's already done with installation. Step 3, here you have to write a code in order to create a Streamlit app, in order to take image from users. And next step should be it has to process the image and it has to generate a description. Yeah. So we'll start one by one step and we'll try to implement the project. Very first library, we are going to use a Streamlit. Streamlit is like a front-end framework which displays your response in a clear format. You can deploy it as well, but I'm not sure. But you can try deploying the project on Streamlit Cloud, or maybe you can use cloud platforms like AWS or an Azure. I'm importing from PIL, import image, because we'll be dealing with an images, right? PIL is basically, okay, I did one mistake. I have to set an environment. So just use Control Shift P, select an environment, select Conda environment, and set both environments as a conduct 3.10 workspace as well as your environment. Yeah. Then start importing import OS since we are dealing with operating system and we have to load an environment. And from dot environment, import load dot environment because we have to load our Google API from dot environment secret key, right? And then we are importing Google generative AI as Gemini because we are using Google model. And then load dot environment, you just need to initialize it in order to call API key. Very first step, you have to set up a Google generative AI API key. You have to call an API key, right? So for that, what I will do, we just write a code Gemini.configure. So you have to configure in such a way that you have to you have to access an API key from the environment, right? So I'm just using Gemini.configure. API key is equal to os dot get environment, and you have to pass a Google API key. And the next important thing that we do once we load our API key, I'm going to define a function. So what this function is going to do, define get Gemini response. So this function is responsible for sending, okay, I'm defining a function which basically sends an image. It will send an text input, whatever text input, plus image. Text input in the sense like query, like your question, images, and extra prompts like whatever you define in your project to a Gemini model. That's what this function is going to do. Usually, we are building an AI model, right? So what it is doing, it will take your input as an image as well as a text, and then there will be a prompt. Like an instructions that we are giving to a model, which is responsible for generating a response to us, right? So we are defining a function which takes input information such as image as well as a prompt. Sorry, prompt spelling. Yeah. Then let's define our model. Model is equal to GenAI dot generative model, and you just need to define a model name, which is I'm using Gemini 2.5 Flash. It supports both text as well as an image, which is good actually compared to all other model. You can also try with our new released one, Gemini 3 Pro as well. Yeah. So then I'll just want to return a response as equal to. So I'll just call model dot generate content, model dot generate content. So I'm just passing input and image of 0, and then we are passing the prompt. Sorry, yes. So finally, we'll return a response. So what this function will do, it will take an image, it will take an input, it will take a prompt, and it will send it to a model, and it is going to return you the response, right? Okay. So now we'll define one more function in order to convert image into a model-friendly format. Usually when we upload image directly, the model will not understand. So you have to convert that actually into a byte, okay? So I'll just define another function called as a define input image setup. I'm just going to pass, uploaded file. Once user uploads a file, that has to be passed into this processing function. So this function is responsible for converting an image into machine understandable language. That is, it will convert into a byte or maybe into the meme type. Okay. So once we define a function, we are passing uploaded file. Whatever file we're gonna upload will get passed into this function. And then I'm writing a condition if uploaded file is not none. Like if file exists. Okay, if it's not empty or if it's not incorrect, then it is going to convert into a bytes data. You just need to call your file uploaded file dot, you just need to call get value. So what it will do, it will convert into a bytes, and then you can also convert into a what? Yeah. So it has to return. Once you convert into a bytes, AI or machine understandable language, it has to return your result in a meme type. So I'm calling my uploaded file dot type and also data, we are saying it or written it in a bytes format. Data colon bytes data. Okay. Yeah. So this is a super important step because as it is, if we send, it will not understand, right? Like once it converts, what if in case if file is not proper, if file is not uploaded? So it has to written else written file not found error. So it has to say like no image uploaded. So you'll get an error message saying that you have to upload an image. Okay. Next important thing, we have to create a Streamlit app. So first I have to give a configuration st.set page configure. So wherein I'll be specifying the page title. So page title is going to be I'll just give it like Gemini medical prescription generator. Yeah. And then I'm just using, I want to give a header for a page. So I'll just give st.header. So medical prescription analyzer. So we'll give a Gemini model name as well. st.header, which is responsible for giving page heading. Medical prescription analyzer. Yeah. Using, let's give Gemini 2.5 Flash. Okay, next what we do is like basically st.write not required, let's delete it. It's like just kind of giving a paragraph not required. So I want to give an input box so that users can write a question. So let me define input equals st.text input, and you have to write a comment like ask a question about the prescription, right? And you have to pass a key parameter which is equal to input. So this is our input box that we are giving wherein user can ask the question, they can write the question. Key is equal to input. It has to be written within a quotes. Okay, once you input a question, so upload section, like we have to define like how to upload a file. So for that, I'll just use st.file uploader. Uploaded file is equal to, we just use st.file uploader. Yeah, st.file uploader. You have to give a message like upload a prescription image, and it can be of different formats, type is PNG, JPG, or JPEG. Okay, then you have to display the uploaded image, right? It has to give an image preview. So for that, I'll just define an empty string, image equals empty string. And then I'll write a logic like, if uploaded file is not none, if uploaded file is not none, that means if it's not empty, it has to open file for me and it has to show me the preview. Okay, so if uploaded file is not an empty, image is equal to image.open. We just pass an uploaded file. Then st.image, it has to display not. So image comma, I'll just give a caption for an image which is uploaded image. And then I'll use column width equals to so that it will display the image. Yes. So this code is responsible for displaying the image preview. Great. Next important thing, you have to create a button for analysis. So I'll just use st.button, and it's like when you click on a button option, it has to analyze your data, right? So for that, we are creating button using a Streamlit. st.button, you have to give a text like analyze prescription. So key on click and all not required. So just give st.button analyze prescription. The next important thing, the core or the main part of your project is going to be like a prompt. How do you define your prompt? So prompt is something and instructions that we are going to give to our model, right? So I'm going to give an instruction like, or I'm going to define a prompt within multi-line string, like you're a medical prescription analysis expert. You're a medical prescription, not analyzer, we'll call it like analysis expert. Yeah, you will receive an image containing doctor's handwritten. We'll just write, image of, you will receive an image containing doctor's handwritten prescription or printed prescription. It can be handwritten or it can also be a printed prescription as well. So now your task is to perform multiple tasks you people have to do it. I mean, like this AI has to do. Our very first instruction is going to be read and interpret the medicine. You can define your own custom prompts, okay? Like you can define according to your requirements. Identify the dosage and also the frequency. It has to tell like how much dosage and when to take. Like for example, is it like morning, evening, or two times in a day, twice a day, or 5 ml, something like that. I'm just giving suggestions, okay? I'm showing you examples like how it has to identify. Then it has to extract important thing, patient details, doctor's details, and also like a date if in case it's visible. For any AI model, AI applications that you're gonna build, right? Like prompt engineering plays a very important role. And you have a different types of prompts as well. Next important task is extract additional informations like probably or dietary instructions or maybe warnings. Sorry, it's dietary. Yeah, dietary restrictions or maybe instructions if available or if it's visible. And then final is going to be like if handwritten is clear. I mean, like it's not clear, if it's unclear or if it's like blurry. So it has to write some text is not readable instead of making assumptions and giving wrong answers. What I can see, if something is not clear, just write directly that, some text is not readable, it's not clear. So that, it doesn't really mislead the people. Okay, it doesn't give a wrong information. Rather, it seems like it's not clearly visible, right? And final thing, always provide the final output in a clean and structured format, right? So this is super important instructions that you have to give. Always provide the final output in a clean and structured format so that it will clean it from markdown to the proper text. So you will see the clear text so that you can easily understand, human understandable language. Okay, this is how you're gonna define a prompt. This is the core or important thing that you have to include in every project. Next important thing is we have to add a submit option. We have to write a logic when user clicks on a submit button. So what it has to do? So simple. If submit, oh, it's giving me error because maybe I've not defined the submit variable. Let's go back and let's check out. Yeah, we have given button for analysis, but I didn't assign a variable. So just give it like submit equals. Yes. So when you click on a button option, so we are saying if submit, if somebody clicks on that button option, so what it will do? So it will take an uploaded image data. It will convert into a binary format. So we are just calling function input image setup, reprocessing kind of thing. When you upload an image, it converts into a machine readable language, bytes, and then get the result from Gemini. So we have to call second function that we have defined. Response is equal to get Gemini response. I have to pass an input prompt. Prompt is important. and we are passing image data that has been converted into bytes, and also we are passing our input information like whatever query you have passed. Okay, so you have to pass an prompt first, and then image data, and then it should be an input. Okay, so this is how you define a response. Finally, it has to display the response, right? So use st.subheader and write the response is st.subheader, the responses, and finally st.write. So for displaying the paragraph, we just use st.write and we are just calling response. So whatever response your modeler is generating will be printed. Okay, so first we import our libraries, then we set up a Google Generative API key, and then we define a function to take input, image, and also extra prompt. Then we have a function to convert image into a machine understandable language, that is a byte or a meme type, and then Streamlit up, setting page configuration, headers, option to upload file, right? And then button for analysis. Then finally we define a prompt and we define submit logic. So when user clicks on a submit, it has to generate a response, right? So that's a simple logic behind this particular program. We had set an API key. We have installed all the libraries. So, and this is a file. Make sure you save the file and then just go to terminal and then type streamlit run app.p5 because my file name is app, right? Yeah. So it will launch your local collab. It's giving an error like module OS has no attribute. Git environment. I did one dumb mistake actually. That is, if you see like configuration, it's os.get environment. Okay. So, but I've given like os.one extra e. Just remove it, save the file, and then again run the file. Streamlit run app.py. Just do these changes. Remove that extra e after get environment. A small mistake can end up with a error, right? Yeah, you should be a little cautious. So this is the interface. I want an image of a prescription. Let me go to a Google medical prescription and go to images. Well, pick one image, okay, wherein we have really horrible handwriting. Yeah, let me pick this. Save an image. Let me save as MET and in a JPG format. Yeah. Once you see, just click on Browse Files, select your MET JPG, open. Well, you can see the preview. Yes, this is the preview of your prescription. I'm very much sure you don't understand anything from that. Click on Analyze Prescription. That's your submit option. So it will take time because we are using free versions and it has to extract things and it has to create a report, right? So obviously it takes time. So you should have a patience. This is so interesting, right? You ever thought like you could build a project something like this, which gives an information related to your prescription? See, it just gives a response like patient name who is Aman, 19 years. Uh, it is predicted like a female because it's not that clearly mentioned. Yeah, doctor details and vitals it is giving and prescribed medicines, dosage, quantity, right? And given some precautions as well. And additional notes is given. Unclear text summary is also given, like what is not clear, right? And yes. And what if you want to ask like specific questions? Let's say, for example, when I have to take medicine, morning or evening, a specific questions I want to ask, you can ask it. You can just say like when to take medicine, such in the morning or in the evening, so that it gives you the schedule. It gives you like how many times that medication has to be taken in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening. Is it after food or is it before food? Something like that. So nowadays, many doctors have updated. They usually type properly and they share the medical prescription. Still, many are using this their own handwritings as well. So it's just a bit difficult for our people to understand. One more interesting enhancement that you can do is you can give a multi-language option. So many might be flexible in understanding Hindi or maybe in a Kannada or maybe in a Telugu. You can add multi-language options so it can translate it in a different language, right? And okay, sorry, let me run it again. Yeah, enter it and just check the response again. I'll analyze it. It has to give me like a frequency, like when I have to take this medicine. Yeah, you can use some pro versions, or you can decide, you can research which is a bit faster, local LLMs, or you can use OpenAPI key as well, which is a bit faster. But it's a paid one. See here, you can see dosage and frequency. It's like not specified, and it's giving you like when to take in the morning, afternoon, or evening. Is it after food or is it before food? All those things are basically mentioned, and given additional notes like clinic timing, etc. Right? So this is all about this particular project. Instead of Gemini 2.5 Flash, you people can also try with the latest model, which is Gemini 3 Pro as well. Just try and see like how quickly or effectively you are getting the result. Okay, so basically, this is all about the project, which explains you about how an AI model is responsible for reading content of a medical prescription. Interesting, right? So do some future enhancements like adding different languages, adding voiceover so that people can tell, speak to an AI and it can do the task. And you can enhance and you can share in a comment and also mention in a comment like which project you want next and what other ideas you people have, what other future enhancements we can do it. I hope you enjoyed this entire project. Thank you. Happy learning. I'll come up with one more interesting project in the upcoming video. Thank you. Happy learning.